Problem 3 says, does the symbolic rule, this guy, or this guy, which represents the information in the table, represent a linear function? So I wanted you to go back and review this definition here and what it means for a function to be linear. And if you recall, it means that the average rate of change between any and all pair of points is the same. And so let's go check a few. We'll use the first pair, the second pair, middle pair, and the last pair and see if they're actually the same. So remember, the average rate of change was the difference of these guys, the outputs, divided by the difference in these guys, the inputs. So I'm going to try and do that in one shot. I'm going to try and take that, subtract that, which is 450, and that, subtract that, which is 1. So you're going to get 450 here, but I'm just going to show you how to put that in your calculator. So I'm going to use it. 1950 subtract 15, that's the difference of the outputs, and divided by 1 minus 0, the difference of the inputs there, which is again 1 minus 0, and close that. So that's going to give me 450. So that's the rate of change there, the average rate of change here between those. And then let's do years from year 1 to 3 after 05. So I'm going to go back and hit second enter, and enter in the difference of the outputs for those years, which is 2850 minus 1950. So I'm doing type over here, divided by 3 minus 1. And lo and behold, that gives me $4.50 as well. Let's do the last pair. So from years 3 to 5. So I'm going to hit second enter and take the difference of the outputs for those years, the final minus the initial, which is 3750 minus 2850, and over that 2-year period, 5 minus 3. And that better give me the same, and it does. And so if you do other pairs, the first and last, first and third, and there's other pairs you could do, but all of them will have this average rate of change of 4.5. So convince yourself of that. And so here's a good sentence to write. Yes, since the average rate of change between any and all pair of points is constant, we know we have a linear function. We know that the graph of this information now will formulate a line. This is actually in slope-intercept form, if you recall from your previous reading activity or in the book section. So as is this, just in function notation. So what I want you to do here is try this next one. Plot the points and make your axis, your vertical axis, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the left, horizontal 1, 2 from the bottom, and then each grid line here will represent 1 year from 05, and